What's up, guys? Welcome to Grubbs BBQ. My name is Jared, and this is the first video of Grubbs BBQ. Welcome. I'm so excited. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. Had the idea to do this channel actually a week ago. But even though I only wanted to do this channel a week ago, I've been wanting to smoke barbecue for a long time. I'm from Texas. I grew up in Dallas, Texas, and I have had the privilege of going to all of the best barbecue restaurants all around Texas. And trust me, there are plenty of great barbecue restaurants in Texas. I mean, every year in Texas, they come out with a top 50 barbecue joint list, and it changes every single year. And so I've had the privilege of going to some of the best barbecue restaurants in Texas, and I fell in love with it. And I think everybody here, if you're watching this channel, you probably love barbecue too. But there's just something undeniable, and I'm unashamed to say that Texas barbecue is the best barbecue in the world, hands down. And it is my vision and passion to recreate that as best as I can. And so today in this video, I'm gonna be cooking my second ever brisket. In she goes. To speed up this process, I got my trusty hair dryer here, and I'm just gonna freaking torch this thing with air, and it's gonna make these wood logs catch a lot faster. So watch this. See, it's already, woo! It's hot. And just like that, we got a fire. All right, so after we got the charcoal chimney going, it's time to start cutting the meat. So I'm gonna turn the camera around here and show you what that looks like. It is a honker of a brisket, let me tell you. This thing is 16 pounds and it's gonna take 14 hours or so to cook. We'll see at the end, but my brisket trimming skills are not that great. I've only done this one time, so we're gonna see how this goes. I'll show you what it looks like at the end. I've watched a lot of videos. I've even read books about how to trim brisket, and there's a lot of different methods and ways to do it. And so it's just gonna take practice, and practice will make perfect. The last one that I did a couple weeks ago gave it a few bald spots, and if I make any of those, I'll show you what that looks like. But I'm gonna try and leave the fat cap on, nice, about 1/4 inch thick of fat, and I'll show you what that looks like as well. So wish me luck, here it goes. So I'm almost done trimming it. I'm just inspecting it a little bit. So I bought this brisket at Costco, and you never know what you're gonna get when you buy a brisket from Costco. The way that they trim it and process it, you just don't know how it's gonna end up. So here's the top of the point. I don't really know what's going on there. It looks like there should be more fat there on that top, but that's how it came, and so I'm not gonna take any more off. You can see right here, I trimmed off some of that fat. And then there's this edge right here, and there's a lot of the fat on top that's missing. And so I think I'm gonna cut this off and then show you once I cut that off. And then you can see they removed a lot of the fat here. So whenever you're buying brisket from Costco, it's kind of just like stepping into a puzzle that's halfway done, and you kind of just have to figure out what's been done so far and then what else you need to do. So there it is. I cut that piece off on the edge. You can see it right there. I just didn't like the way it looked. It looked really exposed and I didn't want it to burn up. But if you look, you can see that just beautiful marbling in there. That fat right there is what makes the brisket so delicious. And you can see right here, I didn't do this, but it's a bald spot where there's no fat really. It's just meat exposed and it's just not ideal. But I don't know if these were the right decisions, especially for that right there, but we will see tomorrow when this thing is fully cooked. All right, this right here is 50-50 ground black pepper and kosher salt. And that is the rub of choice today. Nice and simple. That's how we do it here, or how they do it there in Texas. I'm in Kentucky. But I'm just gonna give it a nice, good pour on it and make sure that every single part of this brisket is covered in the salt and pepper. So I'll show you what it looks like once I'm done. And here's a look at the brisket with the rub on it. You can see I've got it real nice and coated in pepper and salt. You can also see I've made a complete mess in my kitchen here. You might ask, Jared, why didn't you do this outside? And to that I say, I don't know. But I got all the sides covered and just making sure that every part of this is gonna pick up some pepper so that the smoke that is gonna be riding through the smoker can latch on to that pepper and make it nice and barky. So as you can see, we're ready to put the brisket on the smoker. Got it nice and seasoned. And so this thing is extremely heavy. It's gonna take 2 hands probably to put this on here. So gonna open up the pit. Oh, see this thing? Yeah. Man, that would have been embarrassing if I dropped it, huh? So, didn't place that right. Gonna move that. So we got the fat side up and then got the point, which is the bigger part of the brisket facing the fire. It's gonna take the brunt of the fire because it's a lot thicker. And gonna leave this on here for about 3 hours or so, not even gonna open the lid. And in about 3 hours, we're gonna open it back up and take a look. So while the brisket is on the cooker and it's gathering that smoke, I just wanted to take a second and just talk broadly about what Texas barbecue is and what is this thing. So there's a lot of different ways that someone can cook barbecue. You got a grill, which everybody knows what a grill is. That is typically really high heat, really direct heat, but that's not really good for low and slow barbecue cooking. And so there's all different types of smokers. This is a smoker. What we got here is an Oklahoma Joe offset smoker. And so you might be asking, what is an offset smoker? Well, what's offset about it is that the fire and the heat is separated from where the meat is and where it's cooking. And so you can see this little box right here is called the fire box. This is where the fire is. You can see I've got some wood in there. It's on fire and it's producing smoke. And what happens is that air comes through this side into this barrel right here, and it spins around in the cooker and then eventually makes its way out of that chimney. And so that is the essence of an offset smoker. And so you have a lot of heat and a lot of smoke just flying through there. It's hitting the meat and it's picking up that smoke, making that beautiful smoke flavor that we all love in our barbecue. So now you might be asking, how does this relate to Texas? What is Texas barbecue. So Texas barbecue relies on these offset smokers, and the main principle behind Texas barbecue is that it's nice and simple. You got your meat and you got your smoke. That's pretty much what makes Texas barbecue amazing, is its simplicity. And so you saw that in our rub, just salt and pepper, not putting mustard on there, not putting, different spices. You certainly can do that and it'll taste great. But the essence of what true Texas barbecue is that great smoky flavor on a real nice tender meat. And so that's what I'm aiming to do here, and that's what these cookers specifically are made for. All right, guys, what we got going on here is some Wagyu beef tallow. You've all heard of Wagyu beef. It's like the pristine beef of beef. It's what's for dinner. That's how good it is. So what you might be wondering though is, what is tallow? Tallow is essentially beef fat. And they basically take off the fat and then put it in this can. And that's essentially what it is. What makes Wagyu tallow so amazing is that its melting is a lot lower than other cows' fats. And so it'll turn into a liquid a lot sooner. And that's exactly what we want to do with this. So I'm going to put this tallow in this tray, and we're going to smoke this tallow for a few hours, let it get nice and smoky, take it off, let it turn back into a solid. And then whenever we wrap the brisket in butcher paper later, I'm going to spread this Wagyu beef tallow all over the paper and just let the brisket soak in that smoky beef fat, and it's going to be amazing. So I'm just going to put it in this tray here, scoop some of it out. All right, let's put it on the smoker. Let's move the brisket over a little bit. You can already see it's got some nice color. We're just gonna leave it alone. Texas, y'all. So we're exactly 3 hours in right now, and it's time to take a look at the brisket, see what the color of it looks like. I'm going to be focusing on the bark formation, seeing how the bark is progressing. So let's take a look. All right, so here we are. We can see we're starting to get a nice reddish color, especially on the point side over here. That's closest to the fire, so it's going to turn color the quickest. But it's looking good. I like how it looks so far. We can see on my little temperature scale right here, the internal temp of the brisket is 120, and so 119. And that's pretty good for 3 hours in. If you see right here, got my smoked beef tallow. It's collecting color nicely. We'll leave that on for a little bit longer. And going to be checking about every 30 minutes or so. So we'll be back in a little bit. All right, we're getting close to about 5 hours in. What I've got in my hand here is a bottle of apple cider vinegar mixed with a little bit of water. And what I'm going to do is take a look at the brisket, see if any parts of it are dried out or maybe looking like it's starting to burn a little bit. And I'm just going to give it a little light spritz. So let's take a look. So I'm gonna start spraying on the point just cause, oh yeah, don't want it to get too burnt. And then I'm gonna spray that end right there, the top right there. And yeah, I think it's looking good. So we're just gonna keep rolling. All right guys, it's 4 a.m. and we're ready to wrap the brisket. But first, I got here my smoked Wagyu beef tallow, and I'm gonna spread it all around this butcher paper here so we can let it just rest in the brisket, and it's just gonna get all nice and moist and juicy, and it's just gonna completely change the way that this brisket tastes. So I'm just gonna grab a spoonful, throw it on there. That's how you spread beef tallow. All right, we're 9 hours in, and it's time to check the brisket and wrap it in butcher paper. So the bark is looking really nice. It's really just pretty much black, and it looks like a lot of the fat is rendered, which is really nice. And it looks like it's ready to take off. So let's go ahead and do it. All right, let's wrap this puppy. Well, that took a long time. All right, now that we got it wrapped, I'm tired and I want to go to sleep. And because it's wrapped in butcher paper, it's not going to take any more smoke. So we're popping this thing in the oven. So I'm going to go take it inside and let it ride in the oven for the next few hours. All right, so we are about 12 hours into our rest of the brisket, and we are here at my friend Trent's birthday party, and it is about time to serve and slice the brisket. So we're gonna go ahead and do that right now. I can't wait to see what it looks like. I haven't seen it all day, so can't wait to just cut in there and see, is it tender? Did I overcook it? Did I undercook it? We're gonna find out, but it's gonna be great, and we're gonna get Trent a first taste test of the burnt ends here in a second, so let's do it. So this has been 24 hours in the making, cooking at least. So we started last night at about 7 o'clock, put it on the smoker, and if you don't know a smoker, it's like an offset. It's got like a barrel and then a little firebox where you put like a real wood fire. And that's how you're like warming up the brisket, cooking it, and giving it the smoke flavor. So cooked it for 12 hours, and the first 8 of those, Tyree was with me, we were filming. He stayed up with me until like 4:30 in the morning. So everyone give a round of applause. And then I wrapped it, and it's been in the oven pretty much since 4 o'clock this morning. So this is true Texas barbecue. Amen. Texas barbecue is about brisket, and I see it. There are some buns here. I'm just gonna give a Texas advice, a word of advice. Don't use the buns. It's the like true Texas way to eat it sliced. Obviously, if you want to use buns, you can. Someone bought them and brought them here. But if you want to enjoy it true Texas style, like Trent would like it, it's just sliced brisket with no sauce. But yeah, so happy birthday to Trent.
Woo! Trent!
You'll get the first taste test, live on camera. So, all right. Y'all ready?
Have you seen it?
Just once.
You guys have a kid. Same thing.
Thank you everyone for being here and celebrating Trent. Get one more.
I'm just so shocked by how it moves.
I know. It's really jiggly.
Jared, smile.
So this started out as 16 pounds, and I think it probably shrinks about 40%. But so it's nice and jiggly. It's kind of what we want. Oop. All right, first slice. Ooh. Yep, got a smoke ring. So we'll give the first 3 bites to the cannons. It's the red.
That's what I thought. That's no, totally.
For sure.
Totally knew that.
She was trying to see if Trent knew. No, yeah.
All right, go for it.
One bite, everybody knows rules.
What do you say, Texas?
Giggle.
Yay!
I'll allow it.
I thought you meant right.
I really hope so.
Look at that.
You don't. Sorry, Meredith.
I know, I was trying to rush you into that brisket.
All right, that's a wrap. Thank you for watching. The brisket turned out amazing. I think it was a little overdone, but I'm probably my harshest critic. But it was so good. What is this? Yeehaw! Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. If you could, please smash that like button. Please subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
All right, guys. Let's get tossed.
Yeah!
Come on.